Hi everybody and welcome to my makeup tutorial. Today we're going to do a very beachy type look. We're starting off with Angel Veil Primer. I believe this is by NYX, yes, NYX. And we're going to dab that all over our face and rub it in. I just use my fingers. Next up, I'm going to show you my two favorite foundations, and surprisingly, they are not that expensive. We have the Wet n Wild foundation, and then my most favorite, the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop foundation. Today I'm actually going to be using the Wet n Wild foundation that I showed you with my beauty blender. And I'm starting out, like I said, with a face with freshly washed and moisturized, and then put the primer on. And here I am just dabbing on my foundation, as you can see. Dab, dab, dab. I apply this super weird. I don't know. I guess you could shake it out of the bottle, but I just use the wand. Alright, hurry up, Sarah. Come on. I'm choosing not to cut anything out of this video so that you can see my true makeup routine. Alright, so we're dabbing it with Beauty Blender, going all over, using a swiping motion in certain areas just to really spread out the foundation. This particular foundation is lightweight, but it is a bit thicker to spread. I'm not sure why, but it's very lightweight. It's great for summer. So I'm just getting that all over my face. Over the forehead, and as you can see, this foundation color is actually a bit lighter than my body. It does match my face, but it is lighter than my body, and that is because it's summertime and I have been tanning. So, oh, there's my little man in the background. He wants to come say hello as usual. So anyways, yeah, my foundation is lighter than my body. So later on you will see that I'm going to go in and fix that with a bronzer. And now I'm just kind of evaluating the coverage level. I just realized my son linked me in this video. I'm realizing I just want a little bit more coverage, so we're going to add just a little bit more and go back in with the Beauty Blender and just kind of touch up those spots that I missed. Since I've been outside at the pool a lot, I have a lot of like freckles and kind of like some sunspots on my forehead, and mostly on my forehead, I think a little on my nose as well. So I'm just making sure I cover it really well. And if you do tan in the summertime, you know, you can change the shade of your foundation, but I think I personally would recommend this method. This is just the method I use. I like to use the natural color for my face that I would use really year-round, and then go in with a bronzer, a favorite bronzer, over my foundation. And this is when I asked my son to go grab me my bronzer from the bathroom, but he brought me my spray tan bottle instead. Alright, so we're just smoothing it out. And he's coming back with the right one, my little helper. Alright, so again, just kind of going in to see which spots I want more coverage and dabbing it out. I highly do recommend using a beauty blender. I used to use one of those old school sponges, and I even went through a phase where I used my fingers. And a beauty blender really just mattifies the best, in my opinion. And I don't recommend putting the makeup directly onto the beauty blender. Definitely put it on your face first, and then blend it into your face like so. Alright. And again, just smoothing it all out. I do put foundation on my eyes. I try and just get everything one tone. I do have a lot of redness, like again, especially in the summertime. And now that we're finally done with the foundation, we are going to go in with our contour. This is the Profusion line. I got this line at Target. I believe you can get this other places, but I found it at my Super Target. We are going to go in with, I use both of these shades. We're going to go in with the lighter Warm Sculpt, and we're also going to use the highlighter. We're going to take our Beauty Blender, and this particular Beauty Blender that I have has kind of an angled tip. So what I do is as you can see, I am rubbing it, just the tip, into the powder, and then kind of going along where my cheeks hollow out. I do have naturally high cheekbones. This part makes it a little bit easier for me. But if you don't have naturally high cheekbones, one thing you can do is, again, see how I'm kind of sucking in my face, kind of like a fish face. It kind of shows you where your cheekbones are at and where you need to follow along. So, and then I'm also going under my chin. This kind of chisels out your chin a little bit. Nothing too harsh for today because this is a more beachy type, you know, summer glam glow. And that was me looking at my arm, realizing I need to fix my self-tanning lotion. It's messed up on my arm. But anyways, we are going along the jawline, going from the from your ear all the way down. And you can also sometimes put a little under your chin if you want. I kind of just barely do that part. Go under my chin. Now we're just blending it out. As you can see, it's a bit of a harsh line. And I do like to use my finger for this part, just to really rub it in. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta use your finger, okay? Now, I'm not a professional, so I don't claim to be one. So yeah, we're just rubbing that into my face. And I'm just kind of checking things out, making sure that I blended everything that I want to have blended. So yeah, as you can see, I do have very fair skin here. And actually, I'm actually a lot darker in person, but I was standing by the window, so I do look a bit washed out. But yeah, my body is quite a bit darker than my face. So here we are going in with the Rimmel Sundance number 27 with my Profusion fluffy brush. And this is the part that I mentioned earlier about matching my tan to my face, because it doesn't match. So now that we've already sculpted our face out, before I put on my blush, I first even out my skin tone. And again, I do this after I've already done my contour of my face. Why? I don't know. This is just my method. It makes sense in my head, so that's what we're going to go with. Okay, so here, yeah, I'm just kind of going all around my face. You know, I put it on my forehead, kind of like focusing more so on the spots where the sun naturally hits. But, you know, I want to even out my skin tone, so I am going all around my face. I love this bronzer because it gives you such a nice color, but it's not super harsh. So you can really just put it all over your face and not worry about, like, you know, oh wow, that's way too dark. So here, yeah, again, just kind of matching out my skin tone, trying to blend everything together properly. Just kind of checking any spots once again. And nothing better than a good old self-evaluation. And I'm also blending it into my neck. That's very important, under your chin and into your neck, just to make sure everything is matched. Okay, now we're going in with a pink blush. This is a light pink blush. It's in another Profusion palette that I have. It's called the Mixed Metals. And I'm going to use another Profusion brush. This is the one I use for my blush. We're just going to add a very little bit of blush, tap it off, and then go on the very highest part of your cheekbone, right there. Just the very highest part to really give you that flush. Because again, we're going for more of a beachy vibe today. Today we won't be doing any heavy eyeliner. We're just going a little lighter on the eyes, and on the face, like I said, we're going a little more glowy, beachy, even though I'm not going to the beach today. Okay, so now we're going in to do the eyebrows finally. I'm sure you guys were wondering when this was going to happen. So I'm using, this is also from Profusion. This is a brow palette. The first thing that I'm going to use is this angled brush that came with the palette, again by Profusion. That right there, which I'm almost out of, is brow primer. So I'm dipping my brush in the brow primer, and then I'm going to also dip it in the brow powder. That shade is light brown. For my brows, I don't do anything too crazy. I naturally really like the shape of my eyebrows. So what I'm doing here is I'm going in and filling in any, you know, patches, and just making them look fuller, bringing them more to the center of my face instead of looking like they're hidden. So again, I'm kind of adding a little bit of length. I do have one eyebrow that's naturally a little bit shorter than the other, and so I like to even them out. And as you can see, I have my eyebrow ring, so I kind of have to go around that. And that's always a bit of a challenge, but it's okay. So here we go, just kind of going in between my eyebrow ring. And now I'm just kind of, again, doing a self-evaluation, seeing where I need to even anything out. Once again, I want to mention I am not a professional, but this was highly requested of me, so I'm just showing you guys how I choose to do my makeup. And yeah, don't come for me in the comments that I'm not doing it perfectly, okay? So yeah, as you can see, the eyebrows look a lot better now. Not so, you know, absent on my face. Okay, and now as I struggle to look for the next product, we're gonna go in with highlight. I actually should have done this earlier, but I forgot. I usually do it before my eyebrows. And for this, we're gonna use that tip of the Beauty Blender again. But to be honest with you, a lot of times I just use my finger with my highlight. You can really use any brush that you want with your highlight. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. But I'm just putting it on the tops of my cheekbones, kind of where that, you know, blush kind of is, same spot, just a little bit. I don't add a lot. I don't want to look like a disco ball, but just a little bit of glow. So as you can see, I'm kind of blending it out with my fingers. And now we're going down the center of the nose with just a little bit of highlight. Then we're going to add it to the top of the lip. And that top of the lip, doing that does help make your lips look a little fuller. Adding a little bit under my eyebrows, just a little bit. Once again, not a lot. Alright. And again, just kind of blending it out, adding just a touch on the chin. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to use a finishing spray now that we're done with all of our face products. This will give you that dewy glow. This is the Dewy Glow Spray by NYX. Let it dry for a second before you do anything else. And it feels really refreshing too. I do love a good finishing spray. Now we're going to go in with, this is also by NYX. This is a glitter primer. Now you can use this for powder glitter. This is what I bought it for. But it actually is an excellent eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to add a little bit on my finger. Just put it on with my finger. You really don't need a brush for this step. Again, not a professional, just doing my thing. So putting that on so that my eyeshadow really sticks. And I love using this with a shimmery shadow because, and all the eyeshadows that I use really have shimmer in them. But I love doing this because it really helps that shimmer powder to stick to your eyes. So now that we're done with that, we are now finally going into the eyeshadow. This is the Profusion line once again. This is the Merlot Eyes palette. I'm going to go in with this lighter color called Halo. Very shimmery, very pretty. And then we're also going to use this other darker color. I can't see the name, I forgot. But we're going to be using just a combination of a light brown and a kind of a peachy brown. It doesn't look like that way in the palette, but it is more of a peachy brown. Just using an eyeshadow brush to put Halo all over my lid. Just getting it all over there. And once again, just kind of to your own liking. If you want more shimmer, layer it on. If you want less, go less. But for me, I like shimmer. I like glitter. I like sparkly things. And just finishing up there. Alright, just kind of taking a look. Alright, so now we're going to go into the crease with this fluffy brush. It's actually the end of the other brush. I'm going to take that lighter peachy brown color that I mentioned, and we're going to kind of go into the crease, but also more so focus on the outer corner. And you'll see the pattern that I'm kind of following. I go into the crease kind of more towards the middle of my eye. I don't go all the way to the corner because I don't want it to look harsh. And then I focus more so on the outer eye. And see, as you can see as it's going on, it is a little bit of a peachy color, which this is why I love this palette for summer. It has great summer colors, also has some great darker colors, and I will do that tutorial another time. So again, as you can see, kind of following the line from more so like the middle of my eyelid, to the outer corner, just kind of fluffing it out. Makes a very pretty kind of sunsetty look to your eye. This is my go-to eye look in the summertime because I don't always want to do my heavier liner or heavier makeup looks in the summer. It's just so hot, and when you're sweating and your skin is glistening, you don't really want eyeliner everywhere. So this is me just kind of showing you the result of what the eyeshadow came out to look like. And next, drum roll please, we are going to take our eyelash color curler. Alright, we're going in to curl the eyelashes. This is not necessary, but I prefer to do it. Just really helps kind of lift your eyelashes. So just curling them once on each side. Then, now that they're curled, we are going to take our mascara. I currently have like a really cheap one. I don't actually like this mascara that much, but I'm trying to use it up, so I'm not going to recommend it. But it is just a Wet n Wild mascara that I'm using here. Nothing special. So I am just putting a thin layer of mascara on my lashes because we are going to be applying falsies. And in order to do that, the first step is to put a thin layer of mascara on your natural lashes so that when we apply those false lashes, they have something to sit on. Otherwise, they are way harder to apply. And also, we want to blend them with our natural lashes. Now, this step, once again, is not necessary, but I love the look of false lashes, so I'm choosing to use them. And then we're putting a little bit on the bottom. And again, because we're not using eyeliner today, This step is very important, putting it on the bottom, because that gives us a little bit of, kind of an eye-lined look on the bottom. Just kind of darkens it on the bottom a little bit. Especially if you have light skin like me, it can make you look washed out. So I love putting mascara on the bottom so that you don't have to add eyeliner to your waterline. Alright, now it's time for the false lashes. And I'm not going to show you how I apply them because it takes me a while, but I will show you the glue that I use. And you just follow the instructions, you just put it along the line of the lashes. Alright, lashes are on. That took me forever. Now we're doing lips. This is by Hard Candy, the plumping serum in a light pink shade. And as you can see right now, my lips don't have any color, so I'm taking a little bit of my lipstick. This is a little trick I use. And I'm just going to put a little bit of lipstick in the center of my lips to get a little bit of color. Because I like to mix both my lipstick and my gloss to make kind of my own shade. This is something I've done for quite a long time. Okay, we're going to take that gloss. And now, as you can see, we're going to make that shade into a really pretty light pink. And I really do love this lip plumping serum. It doesn't make your lips burn or anything, but I do feel like it gives them a nice plump. And in the background of this voiceover, my kitten is here making loud noises. I am so sorry. Alright, this is me just finishing up my lips. And now, as you can see, I'm just kind of adjusting my false lashes. I am very finicky about my false lashes. Don't even get me started. One of them was lifting in the corner a little bit, so I was just adjusting that there. Again, I'm not cutting anything out of this video. I'm keeping it real, showing you what I go through when I do my makeup every day. So now we're done. I'm just kind of fixing my hair, which I need to kind of brush out my curls, but it's all good. And yeah, this is the finished look. It's just kind of a beachy, glowy kind of look. For me, it's a lighter makeup look. For some, it might be considered heavier, but as you guys know, I usually go a lot heavier with my makeup, and I like it. So yeah, that's me trying to act cute. Alright, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed.